Hey guys, what's up, and welcome back to another video. And today I want to talk about a certain Sebastian Vettel, who of course this year will be at Aston Martin Racing alongside Lance Stroll. And I just felt like making a video before the start of the 2021 F1 season, just to kind of discuss why I think this year we'll see the Sebastian Vettel of old returning, with a completely fresh start, new team, new teammate, much less pressure than at Ferrari. I believe he'll be en route to regain his rhythm that so many have thought he's lost, and potentially rightfully so. I mean, it hasn't been the smoothest ride for him these last couple of years, has it? And most of his incidents have been due to his own misjudgment. It's always either a spin, or a spin. And I don't think this venture into Aston Martin will somehow make him perfect, so we can blame all this misfortune on Ferrari, because I think that's a little bit unfair. But regardless, I think this trip to Aston Martin for this coming year is definitely a step in the right direction. So let's begin by talking about the team itself. Of course, Aston Martin, continuation of Racing Point from last year, owned by Lawrence Stroll, which of course proved to be one of the best cars on the grid last year, with Sergio Perez of course taking the win in Sakir, and Lance Stroll's incredible pole position in Turkey, with 2 more podiums on top of that. So I think it's safe to say the car's going to be quick. I mean, with the continued rate of development of Racing Point over the past couple of years, from Force India into Racing Point into Aston Martin, I'll wager my odds that it probably will win another race this year, and I know that is probably a little bit optimistic. I mean, I can't imagine them being a completely different beast this year, but I do imagine a crazy race, i.e. Italy last year. Aston Martin, I think, will definitely be the ones to pick up the scraps and get those remaining places on the podium, and as I said, if we're lucky, for the win as well. But of course, in Formula 1, the car is only half the story. The driver is just as, if not more, important. And I think it will be a pretty big point of interest for me as to see how Vettel fares against Lance Stroll, which will also give us a clearer picture as to last year, whether the Ferrari really was that bad and Charles Leclerc was somehow performing miracles in that car, or Sebastian Vettel's skill really has unfortunately slipped over these last couple years. Personally, I can't see Lance Stroll outperforming Vettel this year, but I don't think he'll be particularly far off. I mean, I imagine it being a similar situation to maybe Ocon and Ricciardo last year, where Ricciardo was clearly the dominant driver at Renault, but Ocon wasn't too far behind. I certainly don't think it will be a Verstappen-Albon situation or a Verstappen-Gasly situation, where the gap between the two was larger than Mazepin's forehead, but at the same time, I can't see them being on equal level. I mean, of course, Sebastian Vettel has infinite more experience than Lance Stroll has, and that should go without saying, of course. And I think it is justified to say he simply is, in general, just a quicker driver. But at the same time, I think Lance Stroll is pretty underrated in my opinion. Despite all the flack he gets, of course, for being a paid driver, on a good day he has his moments. Of course, his aforementioned pole position and 3 podiums to his name, and I feel like generally he is a pretty consistent driver and deserves a lot more credit than people give him normally. So as a kind of summary, this year with the massive progress in Racing Point / Aston Martin, I'm going to say Vettel will finish the championship in 5th, with Lance Stroll not too far behind in 6th place, both of them behind the 2 Red Bulls and 2 Mercedes. So I think the main upside for Vettel at Aston Martin this year is the lack of the huge pressure he would otherwise get at Ferrari and all the expectations from all the tifosi. I desperately hope that this year at Aston Martin we'll finally see the Vettel of old return that we've missed so much. Of course, I can't see him winning the championship anytime soon. Gotta remember to clip this if he does, but I don't think it's too far-fetched to see he will be on the top step of the podium within the next couple of years. And as I said on my predictions video about a week and a half ago, I am a big fan of Sebastian Vettel, so I don't know if there's a tiny bit of bias coming into this video. Not too sure about that, but I think everyone can agree, even the most die-hard Lewis Hamilton fans in existence, on the fact that we would love to see Sebastian Vettel do well again. But unfortunately, that is of course no guarantee, so I think this venture for Vettel into Aston Martin, if it doesn't work out for him, and he doesn't get the results he would otherwise want this year, I can't see him staying in the sport, to be honest. He's always said he wants to be at the forefront of the grid, so I can't imagine him doing an Alonso and staying in the midfield or right at the back of the grid for the rest of his career, only picking up the odd point every now and then. Vettel is the kind of guy who of course wants to be fighting for podiums, pole positions and of course wins, so I really do believe that this year will be make or break for him. If it works out, fantastic. If it doesn't, I'm sure he will take a bow out of Formula 1 and let new talent shine through. But anyway guys, that's it for this video. If you want to share your opinion on Sebastian Vettel, or Lance Stroll, or just Aston Martin in general, or anything about Formula 1 for that matter, please leave it down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe, comment, share, and I'll be back in the next video. See ya!